Okay, so let's talk about job cost. There's 5 components to job cost. The first component to job cost is the materials themselves. And since we've actually allocated materials, i.e. received the PO, either came from stock or from a purchase order, these guys have been allocated like so. The actual cost, hardware costs, have been incremented like so. And you see here down our actual cost column, we see we've got hardware costs that have been applied to this particular job. And so we had an estimated cost of $4,000, and we've received $3,500. Obviously, these items have not come in yet, so our cost isn't completely complete yet, but we know we're along the way. Now, the next aspect of job cost is the labor part of this. And you see on this particular job, we've got 42 hours. Now, this could be 40 hours or 400 hours or 4,000 hours. But the point is we know what our estimated hours are on a job. So now we can apply time to this project. Now, as a separate discussion, we could talk about capturing the time through TPS Mobile, and there are recordings for that particular subject. But you'll notice we can apply time into this particular job via TPS Mobile. Okay, I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to post our time manually, so 9716. So in the office, if you're not using TPS Mobile, we can still apply time to our project. And we choose our technician 9716 like so. It confirms our job like that. There's our job. And we can post an 8-hour posting the day we posted the job, what work we were doing, trim work like so. Any notes we have, and then regular time, overtime, Sunday rate, etc. Okay, so that's our job there. We'll do the next job that we're working on, 9716 like so. And I'll do 32 hours like so against our job. So we're posting for the week versus the day like so. And then we hit post. Now, of course, we're another technician. We might have, Larry out on the job. So 9716. And he worked 8 hours on this particular job as well. And we hit post like so. So now we've got our labor posted against our job. Now, the next aspect of job costs would be changes that might happen on a purchase order. So if you remember, we had purchase order, task, QuickBooks interface, or whatever accounting package interface, AP. We had a purchase order, and now we're going to get the bill from the vendor. So our purchase order was $57.12 from our manufacturer, and the invoice number was that figure right there. And then we come over here to this guy, and we have here, we received 5. Okay, so we can mark these guys as paid the received items like so. We're going to pay the bill for the received items just like that. But, oh, by the way, there was a change on the cost of this item. Maybe they gave us a better price, or they didn't honor the discount for whatever reason. And for some reason, if there was a better price here, we could go ahead and say this was actually only $600. So that's going to reduce our cost to the job by I think, $21. I said, do we want to update inventory? Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I'm going to say no for this particular discussion. We're not going to update inventory. But the point is that change that we just made an improvement to our job cost. And you'll see that reflected on the job cost. Now, continue with the accounts payable interface. This is going to either put this to cost of goods or to our inventory account, depending on how you run your GL. And then maybe there was a freight cost, so we say $50 freight charge. That will also be applied to the job as well. And then we hit post, and so that is now posted against our job. Now, the other interesting thing that can happen through the accounts payable interface would be, let's say, an extra invoice for a lift or something that we didn't estimate. We get an invoice from a vendor, so our project is 9716, okay, and our invoice number is like that. It's a $1,200 scissor lift or something like that we forgot to estimate. Oh, bummer. That's going to hit our job as a negative effect to our job because we weren't planning that. Come over here to this guy, choose ultimate support or something like that, and then we're going to apply a $1,200 figure against our project, and that's going to be an equipment rental like so, and hit post, and then go ahead and hit post to this guy. So in one post and entry, we've seeded the job cost module And we can export this to the accounting system and seed our accounts payable interface in QuickBooks or Peachtree or Mass90, Sage Products, etc. Okay, so there's two more aspects of job cost. Okay, now let's talk about the third one. Third one would be miscellaneous postings. For example, petty cash or something like that where the technician paid a receipt. So you can also post miscellaneous times to a project like so, additional cost to a job, and we can say our job number like so, come over here to this guy, miscellaneous charge, and maybe this was lunch or something like that, that we paid by cash, and let's say it's $75 like so. We took the guys out to dinner because they worked late or something like that. So let's look at job costs. So we come over here to our job cost module, come down here to project now, okay? And you'll notice we have now these we got our hours. We had 48 hours posted. We estimated 42. We had 40, okay? We've got our labor cost. We've got our hardware cost. And we got our extras posted against our jobs. So we've got a total cost to our job of $6,000, or we estimated 59. So it looks like we're over budget by $1,000, and not quite $1,000 like so. And we can run a print job cost detail report like so at view, okay? And it prints us a job cost report showing us, number one, all the time posted against the system, okay? Then it shows us your items like so, okay? And on the next page, you'll notice that freight amount portioned right here. Notice also the credit for that cost improvement on our purchase order came into the job as well. So the system is giving us a really good enunciation, the net profit on this. We have a 40% GP on this particular project, even though we ran over budget a little bit. Now, remember, we still have some costs that have not been applied to this project right now because we had some back orders on this job. Okay. We can also run the same information on our WIP report here. So 9716, if we come out here to our WIP report, list and status, we can run take our job number, 9716 like so, and we can run our corporate WIP report against our job like this, and see the same information against our job. And right now, where our job is running actual costs of 33% gross profit, we had our estimated costs and our actual costs like so. Okay? And that's part of our larger package. If we want to run the corporate WIP report against all of our jobs like so, and this shows us where all our jobs are at right now. We have our estimated gross profit, our current gross profit on our job, and then based on our billing amount as well. Okay. That's job cost. Notice on this job right here, this is an interesting job right here. We have a job here. We estimated 534 hours. We have 416 actual on the job. So our labor is doing good as far as our estimate's concerned. We have a selling price of 63. Estimated cost is 38. Actual GP is 34. So we're doing good on this particular job like so. What our billing amount is, what we have balance to bill, and then our earned bill amount, how much we could bill this project right now. So that's our corporate WIP report. And if we take this one level further, we can click over here on this guy like so and look at that same project. And we notice some interesting things fall out of that particular project like this. Right here, something interesting we didn't see on the first report, but in a little more detail, we see an interesting phenomenon. Labor hours are doing good. Our labor cost is doing good like so, but our equipment is whacked out. So we have a little extra cost against this. Maybe we forgot something. We went over budget on our hardware side. And oh, by the way, we had that crane rental. So some interesting things fall out if we explode this one level deeper. Okay, that is our job cost. And now we're going to talk about billing and export to accounting.